What's up, everybody? This is your girl CC with Where It Begins Magazine, and I have a special guest on the line with me today. I'm gonna let him introduce himself of who he is and what he does.
Hey y'all, how you doing? My name is David P. Stevens. I'm a writer, producer, guitar player, performer, all those good things.
Awesome. Well, what made you want to pursue your career in the music industry?
Wow. Well, I started way back in the day when I was about 14 years old. I had a guitar teacher who was in the industry, and he really mentored me and kind of like took me around to all the big stages, watching him perform and everything like that. And it made me just want to get involved too. And then it just kind of grew from there.
Okay. So you have a guitar?
Do I have a guitar?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's my main instrument. I'm a jazz artist, and guitar is my lead instrument. So I have not only a guitar, several guitars all around the studio.
Right, but what do you have a name for all of them? You know, usually
Nah,
people name their guitars as they play their instruments.
nah. See, I never really got into like naming them. You know, they all my little babies, I guess. But yeah, and I'm endorsed by Gibson, and so I just kind of like whenever they sing guitars, I just put my thing on it or whatever. But I haven't really got into the naming thing yet, though.
I got you. Well,
Yeah.
let's talk about your new album. Let's talk
Okay.
about the album and what motivated you on this album.
So on the new album, it's called Evolution, and I was really motivated by I'm like one of those people who I write and produce in the moment. So like whatever I'm listening to at the time, whatever my influences are, they all come out in that particular album. I try to, be like that so it'll evolve. It won't just be the same album every time. And so, man, I've just been inspired by a lot of new music, a lot of stuff that's going on, some trap stuff, some just everything, some of everything. And I think that all of those influences are in that album.
Okay, so on this album, which one is your favorite song, and why did you choose that song?
Now you know it's hard to ask a artist which song.
Just on this new album, though. Just on the new album, which one kind of stand out the best for you?
Man, I gotta think about that. So there was an Afro pop song that's on there. Which why am I having a moment? I can't remember the name of my own song, but it's that's really bad. There's a song called "You in My Shirt" where I'm singing on there. Okay. And there's this and then the song called "Think of Me," which is the last song on the album. It's real slow, real like grown and sexy vibe, real soulful, and I really like that one as well. So, but it's hard to choose one when it's like a painting. The whole album's a painting. So
yeah, but that's just like how you have to choose a single. When you have to go through there, what's the best single that you choose to share with the world? So it's no different than that.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. Very true.
So what single did you choose then? That's going to populate and show the world.
Okay, cool. So the first single that came out was called "Shake It Off," and it's on the radio right now currently, and it's doing really well actually. Hoping that it'll hit the Billboard charts, so we got our fingers crossed for that. But that's doing really well.
Okay, well, what's the motivation behind that song?
Because the real reason behind it was I wanted to do something upbeat after coming out of the pandemic, because it was just like sitting in the house all the time. Everything was kind of somber and all that. So I wanted to do something that make people feel like moving. And for people who really love like smooth jazz and stuff like that, I wanted them to be able to dance to it a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
So who are some artists or music artists you would want to collab with?
Wow, there's so many. I would love to do a duet with Norman Brown. He was one of my big heroes in jazz. I've done some cool ones with like Gerald Albright and Najee and all of them, but I would really love to do some of that. And then on the singing side, I want to do something with Layla Hathaway. Man, it's so many. Stokely. I totally want to meet Babyface and do something with him. So many Tony Braxton. I mean, this is so many.
Yeah. Okay, so that leads to my next question. Okay. I know it's gonna be hard, but who are your top 5 female and male artists of all time. You only can get 5. You only can get 5 now. And it don't have to be in no complete order.
Okay. All right. All right.
All right, let's start with the males. Let's start with the males. Your top 5 males.
George Benson.
Okay.
That's one. I would have to say Stevie Wonder. George Duke. That's another one. Chaka Khan. That's just another one. I get in my Chaka bag a lot. Trying to think who else. Man, of course I mentioned Babyface earlier. And I think that was 5.
Yeah, that was.
5? Yeah, that was 5.
That was, right, but cool. I was gonna let you keep going.
No, you know, look, as far as influences, I soak them all up. So I'm in the music. I'm listening all the time to everybody. So I was trying to think. I was about to jump into Ty Dolla $ign and
Well, let's go with the women. 5
I'm sorry.
Female artists. Let's go with the females.
All right. Let's see. So I mentioned Chaka. Let me see. Who else could I say? Top 5. It's gonna take me a long time because I got a whole bunch of them in my mind. All right. This is bad because I'm but I would say Chaka, and I go back. So like Minnie Riperton was one. Gladys Knight, I go back to the old school because that's to me where, but then I love Brandy. And you can't really talk about Brandy without talking about Monica.
Right.
Man. Now currently I like SZA a lot. And who else? Oh, I've been I've been listening to her a lot.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, I could keep going, but yeah.
Okay. Well, what do you think is missing in the today's music?
Honestly, I think today's music is I like it, but I feel like there's no opposing voice. So everything is one-sided. It's all about, sex, money, getting what you want. And I don't really see it an opposing voice. Like back in the day, it was like all different kind of topics, and I feel like there's only one topic now that everybody kind of just, harps on. So I think as a writer and producer, for me, I try to find other things to talk about, that can still be cool and not preachy or anything like that, but still, still get people's attention and but say something a little different. So I think, that's one of the things missing for sure.
Okay. So how do you feel the internet has impacted the music industry?
It's been good and bad. I mean, it exposes us all to a bunch of different people that would have never heard our music before. It gives you access to me as a person with social media and all that. Like back in the day, we didn't know, when you had a favorite artist, what they were into or all of that kind of stuff. But social media lets you kind of see them a little bit more. But it also, I feel like, takes away some of the mystery. Like, we see our artists a little bit more up close and personal. And sometimes I wonder if that makes people not value them as much as they used to, So that's one thing. Also, the whole thing of you can just access the music now, immediately, and you can get it for free. And that impacts a lot of the artists and musicians and everything like that. So.
Okay. What has been your biggest accomplishment so far in your career?
I would just say, really, I grew up like listening to people like Gerald Albright and Norman Brown and all them, going to sleep listening to them every day, and then to be on the stage with them, performing and opening up for them, or even being on the same shows with them, and then having some of them on my albums and all of that kind of stuff. I would say all of that has been all of that accumulation has been a big thing for me in my career.
Okay, now we talked about them accomplishments. Tell us what's the biggest challenge so far.
So the biggest challenge is always going to be the struggle to be heard among all of the stuff that's being released out there, all the music that's coming out, struggling to stay on top, Also, there's, things like finances, it's not always easy to make the money that you need to make as an artist. And so you have to, for me, I always did a whole bunch of other things. So I learned how to engineer, I learned how to mix, I learned how to produce, I learned how to, perform and all of that other stuff to bring it all together, because that's the only way to really make money in this industry. So I would say that's the challenge.
Okay. Well, what's next for you? What's the next thing? Are you working on any virtuals or any touring? Do you have any upcoming events coming up?
Yeah, so I have one show September 5th in San Diego. It's called Jazz at the Creek. If and I think listen, if y'all are watching this interview, y'all need to go to that because it's gonna be crazy. Actually, I'm headlining that evening. And then there's September 11th, I'll be at Dauphin County Jazz Festival in Harrisburg. And then there's just so many other things, like writing and producing for so many different artists, and some things will come out. With this stuff, you kind of can't tell it until it happens, because you never know if they'll pull it or what. So, we're just doing a lot of writing and producing and pitching. So, yeah.
Well, where do you see yourself in the next couple of years? What's some of your goals?
To be paid millionaire.
Everybody go.
That's everybody's goal. But that's what that's where I'm at.
You just can't say you just want to be paid in the next 5 years. That's just your goal, to be paid. You're gonna be paid for what you do.
That's it though. You gotta get the bag. It's like, no, I want to be able to build and get my writing and productions, the stuff that I'm writing and producing out there much further. Of course, I want the Grammys. I want all of those kinds of things, and I'm aiming for those things. And so I see that the next 5 years, some of these things that we've been grinding hard doing behind the scenes will start to surface and start to really, make money and do other things like that. So, yeah.
Yeah. So, what is the best piece of advice you ever received?
I think for me, it was work hard. Don't ever think anything is coming for you. There is no golden opportunity. You got to make things happen. So you got to go out there and work hard for it. My dad was really, really, really heavy on that. We had to work for everything. Couldn't just be like, Dad, can I get $20? Like, all right, yeah, I give it to you, but you gonna clean my truck? So he put that in me as at a young age, and so I fight for everything, and that's the advice that I think I can give. Fight, and know it's not gonna just come easy.
I agree with that. I agree. But what is 3 things you think every artist needs to know?
One, most importantly, know the business of music. You have to understand how the money flows. And then you have to, the second thing I would say is understand marketing, how to market effectively, like what people want, what people are looking for. And you have to study like the analytics of it. You got to know, like, look at because they give us show us who our audiences are and all that kind of stuff. I would tell artists, take that seriously, because you need to know who loves you, who's rocking with you, and who's not. And then the third thing I would say would be practice your craft, because there's no sense in doing all that other stuff if you get out there and you're not doing your thing. So I would say practice your craft and know the business.
Gotcha. So you do so much stuff. Who would you like to see, because you're a writer, you're a producer, so who would you like to see do a versus? Who you think would be a good competition?
If I was doing the jazz side, I would want to see Norman Brown and George Benson do a versus. I think that would be crazy hot. If I was doing R&B, I want to see Erykah Badu and Ari Lennox do something. That would be crazy. I know it's like she don't have the same catalog Erykah got, but it would still be a just great performance. Man, I'm trying to think who else. I don't know. We could go all the way back in the day with rap. We could talk about, like, I want to see LL do a versus with somebody. I want to see Coogee rap and Polo if they still around. Do some verses with. Yeah, I'm into all that.
Okay. Well, I think
Yeah.
the Erykah Badu and Jill Scott was a good one. So that
Oh,
definitely was good.
no, I said Erykah and Ari Lennox, but
No, I
yeah.
know, but I was saying that they did the verses with
Oh,
Erykah and Jill Scott, and that was really a good one.
oh yeah, that was great. And the one that D'Angelo did, that was great. Yeah. Yep.
So I like to go into the fun facts about people and ask questions. So what's one fun fact about yourself?
Fun fact, I'm like a big kid. I like to do a lot of stuff. I have 3 kids, and so they're all in sports. So I love doing stuff like playing basketball with them, volleyball with my daughter, going to the beach a lot. Like I'm a beach dude. So we moved to Los Angeles so that we could be a little more near the water. So I love all that water sports, like all that stuff.
I got you. So what is something, give us something that you do that people don't know about?
Probably a lot of stuff.
Sometimes people will be like, oh, well, people don't know that I'm a great painter, or people don't know that I, watch comics or collect comic books. But give me something exclusive that people wouldn't really know that you do.
So secretly, I really want to act, and I want to do comedy, but I've always been too scared to get up in front of everybody and do those jokes, because that's a hard job. Like everybody watching you, and you don't know if you're gonna be funny or not. So comedy and acting is something that I've always kind of secretly wanted to do. Yeah, that, and then what else do I do? I also can I build things. So I've owned like recording studios and stuff like that, and have done the majority of the building in a lot of those places. So yeah, a lot of hammer nails, all that stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, people don't even know. And I feel like, even as a comedian, it's hard to get up there as an artist too, because you never know if somebody don't like your music, if they boo you off the crowd. So it's always a challenge, just whatever it is that you do on the stage in front of a lot of people.
Definitely. I just feel like the comedy thing, you just kind of naked, you know what I mean? Like I don't have my guitar there. There's no other band behind me. There's like, I'm just standing there. And if I'm not funny, I'm gonna just it's gonna be all over the internet.
That's true. I usually do a game, but before I do a game, I got 2 more questions for you. Okay. So what is one message you would like to give your fans?
I always say that I really want y'all I want my music to be interactive. I don't want y'all to feel like you just listen to it and then you turn it and whatever. Like each album is different, and it's that way because I want it to be the backdrop of all the things you do in your life, from laughing to dancing to making love to whatever you gotta do. I want my music to be your backdrop. So there you go.
Okay. And then my last question is, you gave the best piece of advice that was given to you, but what is some advice you could give to other artists and other producers? Anybody that want to be in the music industry?
So that goes back to what I was saying about knowing the industry and knowing the business of it, because like that would be honestly my biggest thing. It makes no sense to just make music and sit in your bedroom with it. Like you have to understand the industry in order for it to get out there, in order for you to be able to do it full time and make money from it, and in order for all the fans to be able to get it, because even all of that stuff in itself is a learning process. So I would say study the industry for real. Read some books too.
Yes, I agree. All right, so I like to do this little game I do at the end of the show. So, the end of the interview. It's just 2 questions. It's basic questions to make you kind of think a little bit. It's not too hard.
Uh-oh.
So the first question is, if you could have dinner with anyone, dead or alive, who would it be and why?
Right now, my answer is going to be Babyface, because I want to sit down and I want to ask him what his thought process was for writing the songs that he wrote and how he got to where he got. How was he able to do it? And then, can you help me? So that would be the whole dinner conversation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Usually people have to think about that. You jump right to it. It's just
Oh, yeah.
basic. I'm just ready. I want to be him.
That's
who
right.
it is.
Listen, because that's on my mind right now.
Okay. And the next one is, what was your favorite toy growing up?
Oh, man. Oh, I can tell you. G.I. Joe. I used to play with G.I. Joe soldiers all day. That was my thing. I used to make, and look, I used to make them whole little things like they were in concert and have them sitting on stuff like they were playing. So it was like a whole band. Yeah.
But that's funny because I got all brothers, so I used to play with G.I. Joe men. So when you say that, I was like, look.
That's right.
You should learn something about me. Look, and I had all brothers. I used to be. I had to play with the baby dolls. I was at the G.I. Joe.
I hear that. I hear
yeah.
you were the fun sister.
I mean, I got all brothers, so I had to entertain and do the boy stuff. You know.
I dig it. Yeah. Cool.
But before we get off this interview, let everybody know where they can follow you.
Awesome. So all of my social media is under David P. Stevens with a V. And then also my website is davidpstevens.com. And all of my social media is under David P. Stevens. So that, and also all the music is on Spotify and Amazon and iTunes and all that stuff, Tidal, all that. So.
Okay. And what do we have to look forward to on this album?
On this album, there's a lot. There's singing, great musicianship from a whole bunch of different features, and it's a pretty diverse album. If you love smooth jazz, you will absolutely love this album. If you love adult contemporary R&B, you'll absolutely love it. So it's a little something for everybody.
I got you. Well, I definitely want to say thanks for interviewing with us. It's been a pleasure, to meet you and everything. Continue on your grind, and be the best that you could be. You gain a fan here with me.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Thanks for having me on here. I appreciate it. This is great.
Yes, no problem. Well, enjoy your Monday. Be safe out there. It seems like it's a beautiful day outside.
Oh, yes. Very nice. See, I'm from Philly, so I'm here visiting, and very nice day. So, yep.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, we in Atlanta, and it seemed like it's about to rain. That's all we've been getting a lot of rain here.
Oh, wow. I love Atlanta. Woo. Love Atlanta. That's cool.
think everybody say that when I'm talking to them. They love Atlanta until they live here.
Oh, really? Oh, no.
No, I love it. I love it here. I think it's great here. I just hate the traffic. Other than the traffic, I love it here. So
that's cool.
I can't complain.
That's cool.
All right. Well, you have a good Monday. We'll talk to you later.
All right. Thanks. You too.
All right. Be blessed.